I'm sorry, what the hell just happened? I, I'm lost. Not even a lot happened, but just, oh boy. So this week in Cardfight Vanguard, I was actually kind of not wanting to watch this because it was the return of Kamoy and it was the return of Emmy, who both sort of reek of studio demands. Like, it honestly wouldn't shock me if it turned out that one day they're just like, yeah, they said we need two kid characters, one boy to get young boys, and one girl so we could maybe get some girls interested. And really, I didn't like either character. When I did the retrospective a few weeks ago, I tried to speak positively of Kamoy, but ultimately, the character is just really loud and annoying, and he doesn't really do much, and he doesn't really add to anything. Whenever the original series, would get dark or dramatic, they always would really just play down his presence to the point where he'd just feel like Aichi's sidekick. Like, they very clearly had no interest in doing anything with him, and he very clearly was just done to stick to what the bosses wanted. Same with Emmy, but where Kamoy at least is technically a main character, Emmy is so pointless and side character-ish, she's just distracting. They put a lot of emphasis on her in the original series, rather having the whole first end credit theme dedicated to her, or to having her be the one who helps Misaki with her trauma, to just always trying to shoehorn her in, and she doesn't do anything. She's just a plot convenience to get other characters where they need to be. We need Kamoy to want to be around everyone else, even though it doesn't make sense for him to want to be around any of them. Well, he's got the hots for Emmy. We need Misaki to get over her problems without it relating to a male character, so she's there for that. She's just kind of thrown into whatever she needs, and she doesn't even really look like she makes sense in the show. As when you look at her design, she's supposed to be Aichi's sister, more importantly, Aichi's doting sister, yet they share no physical resemblance, and she doesn't even really feel like she personality-wise would fit that. The way she's acted, the way she's designed, the way she moves, it honestly feels like Emmy was a design left over from a canceled show, and her design was just sitting there, and they were like, let's just use it here. She's just generically cute and adorable, and there's really nothing to her. Going into this episode, that seems to still be the case. I don't understand why they put a lot of emphasis on her. She's not going to do anything. And if any of you want to be like, well, she might, what is there for her to do? You have four main characters, and they're obviously going to have to do everything, so what room is there left for her? And also, what is it just me, or did Shin seem very into Emmy? I don't really know what Shin's personality is like in the manga. Maybe it's because she reminds him of young Masaki or whatever, but that felt a little weird. I mean, the scene at the end there where she's sort of proud of Aichi, that was a little cute, but above all else, it's just not going to mean anything. So why waste time on it? Like, if Aichi has to have a family, only do it if you're really going to do something with it. Don't make it he's just randomly got a mom and a sister, and the sister's going to take up way more time when she logically should, when you can use that screen time for other stuff. If you want a family drama subplot, that's great, but they're not going to do that. Like, that's just reality. There is no time. So, ultimately, I'm a little annoyed on that front, that they didn't learn from previous mistakes. As for everything with Kamoy in the episode, it wasn't bad. It was good. It was genuinely entertaining. If you did not know about this character before this episode, I imagine this would be a fun introduction. And the weird thing is, the show seems to acknowledge how pointless Kamoy is. He literally just shows up mid-conversation, derails everything, and everyone seems to be aware of this. Like, what's the first thing Misaki does? She tries to throw him out. I really like that. And not only that, in the original series, they played up how strong Kamoy was, how powerful he is, how he's like a prodigy. Here, he's just played up as this annoying, bratty child. Like, he just runs in, and everyone just wants him to go away. Look at even the face he makes when he walks in there. It's very much, you just kind of want to punch him. Like, the show seems very aware that just how irritating he is, and it's a very interesting narrative choice to have a main character be like that. I don't know if it's going to get old. It might, but at least it's self-aware. As for the card fights, first up, I'm really loving Miwa. Miwa is the Ignis of this show. He's genuinely awesome and funny. And Aichi beating Kamui. Originally, in the original series, I liked that Aichi lost to Kamui because it showed that Aichi still had a long way to go, and there's no logical reason why he should beat someone who is so much more well-trained and powerful than him. But again, here, Kamui's just a brat. Like, he says he's strong and he hasn't lost with the deck, but for all we know, that means he's just beaten fellow 12-year-olds on the playground. And that seems to be very aware of it. Also, I like the way Aichi wins. I like, once again, the subtle showings of strategy. Putting Wingle in the left circle, because he knows he can just get Blaster Blade there with Alfred early, the way he uses Gift, and it makes sense that he would progress at a better rate, because he has better people to train with. And that brings me to the other thing I liked. I really liked Kai in this. Like, I know he's a bit more friendly and he hangs out with Aichi more in the manga, so I kind of knew that was coming, but I genuinely like this idea of more friendly, being shown as more human, once again showing the idea he's really only comfortable in a card fight with a card shop, talking about Vanguard. That's really kind of neat, and I kind of like that. The fight was a lot of fun. I'm actually considering maybe picking up Nova Grapplers if they're cheap when the set drops. I'm probably going to make Royals my main deck. But yeah, I like Novas, so... and also I thought it was cool that Kamui is riding Battle Riser, like he's piloting it. Again, I know that is also in the manga, and that was in G2, but it's cool to see. But what did you think in the comments section below? Tell me what you thought about this episode. I did like it. I genuinely did. It's just, it's paced in a way that feels very abrupt, and it's paced in a way that feels very fast. Like, it very much is consciously aware that what this episode amounts to is a little kid who ran in, started annoying the crap out of everybody, and they just indulged him for 20 minutes. And not only that, at the end there, where even the way he smiles about being Aichi, about wanting to get through Aichi to get to Emi, that sounded more gay than I meant it. Even then, the way he smiles again, it just seems like they're trying to acknowledge he's an asshole and make him feel that way, which could work. A lot of times it doesn't, but we'll have to wait and see. And as for the Vanguard question of the week, since I asked about the trial decks last week, what is going to be your clan for this set? You have 4 options. 2 of them get trial decks, but Oracle and Nova seem extremely powerful from what we've seen. And as always, click to like, click to subscribe, and, well, next week we're going to get really interesting with Misaki, so look forward to that.